Beat Making Basics.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Everjay Music, owner of Beat Making Basics, and we're back again with another dope video. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is covering how to make your own custom drum kits that you can actually sell online, or that you could just be using for your own unique sound with your your music production. So how you're going to do this is, number one, you're going to want to go ahead and find some of your old beats. Okay, it could be old beats, not meaning that they're trash beats. They're just beats that you're not using. They're not uploaded to your site or anything like that. What you want to do is go ahead and find those, and you want to find the track stems or the track outs, right? So you want to track out your beats. Okay, I have a whole another video on how to track out your beats. Just go ahead and go to the link right there. I'm gonna post it right there. Boom, you can check out the video there. But track out your beats the proper way, all right? And then you're gonna be able to chop these samples up, and we're gonna put them into a kit. And I'm gonna show you how to do that in this video. This is an example of what we're gonna be doing. There's this beat right here. I'm just gonna play the beat right here real quick. Just giving you a sample of the beat, right? That's the beat. What I did here is I just go ahead and tracked out the track stems, or exported the track stems, and then I have this kit right here where I got like all the bass notes. Yeah, see, this is a hard kit right here, bro. Actually, you know what I mean? This is a hard kit. You feel me? But anyway, this is a whole kit that I can sell. Actually, that I am going to be selling here. Has 1, 2, 3, probably about 20 sounds, 20 to 30 sounds right there. That's a solid kit that you can sell. You know what I mean? But basically, what you want to do is, like I said, get your track stems. Now, I haven't really turned this beat into a kit yet. That's what I'm gonna do now, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. So you get the track stems. You just pull them on in here. Go ahead and pull them on into your session in Logic Pro 10. It's gonna take a couple of minutes to kind of really get them all in there or whatever, but once they're in there, you're gonna really be able to get everything rolling. So I'm gonna just go ahead and wait. I'll come back after it's all added. All right, cool. So after you have all your beat in the, it's got it in there, you know what I mean? The next thing you're gonna want to do is just mute out everything except for the first track you're gonna work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one. As you can see, you have all these 808 sounds and everything. All you're gonna do is just zoom in and just kind of start listening to the samples. All right, so instead of getting this first part, all I'm gonna get is this one, right? So a simple way to do this is just to go ahead and click on the track and go over here to your flex tool, and then click on the flex right there. And what this is gonna do is just make it easy for me to get the sample. So as you can see here, if you can see this little marker right here where the pointer is, you're just gonna go over here to the beginning part of the sample that you want to get. You're gonna click that, and then you're gonna go to the ending part of the sample. So I'm gonna move this playhead over here. All right, bet. So probably around here, where I'll end that sample. And then what you'll do is you'll just click on the actual track, do a right click, and then come down to slice at flex markers. And now you have your first sample, okay? You come back over here, the pointer tool, you can turn off the flex tool, and then you can get rid of all the rest of them, you know what I mean? And now we have this sample right here. Now, as you noticed, it had like a little click on it before it went in, or before it started. That's not going to sound good when you load that sample into, say Logic Pro 10 and start using it. So what we're going to do to get around that is we're actually going to come in, zoom into the sample, and we're going to go ahead and turn on our fade tool. You can do it this way, or you can push T on your keyboard and then go down to fade tool. And what we're going to do is come out like that and create a fade. Now, since it's like a drum sound, you don't want the fade to be too pronounced. You just really wanted to get rid of that click sound. So let's just kind of listen to it. All right, perfect. Another thing to keep in mind is you don't want to have a whole lot of extra space or dead space on your samples. So what I'll do is I'll literally just come to the very end of the sample here. I'm going to push Command T to split this, get rid of this part, and then I'm going to do another fade here. So now we're going to listen to it. All right, cool. So now we got a whole 808 sample that we can use and can be put into a kit. All right, next thing I would do is I'll just push enter. It's going to bring the playhead back to the beginning, and if you push the colon key, that's going to bring that sample to the very beginning, wherever the playhead is. Actually, if you push the colon, that's where it's going to go. So we'll push enter, bring that playhead back to the very beginning, then push the colon key on your keyboard. That's going to bring that there. And then what we're going to do is just repeat the process. Okay, we're going to go ahead and push mute and then come to the next sample. All right, so these are starting right there. So I'm going to come obviously right about here, zoom in, go ahead and push play, push the space bar. All right, so now you can hear where it ends. You don't necessarily always have to turn the flex tool on every single time, but you could just go ahead and push Command T if you want right there, and you can zoom in so you can get at the very beginning of that clap sound. So let's come on over here, move it on over like that. Boom, and zoom back out. Now, a little tip here when it comes to zooming in and out, if you hold Option down and then on either your trackpad or your mouse, you just move your finger left or right, up and down. So if I move it up, it's gonna, zoom out that way, or do move down on the trackpad or mouse, or, you have to keep Option held down. You can zoom in and out like that. But anyway, that's just a tip that you can use. Of course, you can go in like that too. Just click on that, get rid of those claps. And again, keep in mind what I was told you. You want to make sure you put the fade on the beginning and on the end of the sample. This one doesn't necessarily need it, but I'm still going to put it on it. And let's put it there. Remember at the beginning too, when you're doing the fade, that you really don't want it to be too pronounced on that fade. You know what I'm saying? So you want to probably pull that back some, just so you can really get the beginning of it. You want that clap sound to, pop, you know what I'm saying? So let's kind of zoom back out. All right. So cool. We got that sample going now. I'm gonna bring that over here. I'm gonna come out a little bit. And as you can see, actually I can really come back, come a little further in. So I'm gonna go ahead and Command T, split that right there, get rid of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the fade again. Let's listen to it. All right, bet. So now that is done, we're gonna rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? Rinse and repeat. Go ahead and push enter to bring that playhead back to the beginning. Push the colon key, and that's there. So now you got your 808 and your clap, and it's gonna be in sample form. So let's go to the hi-hats. We'll come over here and do the same on that. And again, you just want one sample. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to get all of these things. Now you could get this and put this in there because it's like something that a lot of producers use. That could be a sample too. So in a case like that, if you want to do something like that, what you could do is zoom in, and you want to get at the very beginning of this sample. So right there, you can either do it with the flex tool, or you can do it just by pushing Command T to split this. Zoom back out. All right, and then get the ending of that, probably like right there. And what I would do here is I would just double the track. And so I'll push Command D. You can double it, bring that there, push enter, push colon, and now you have another hi-hat. And what you can do is you can just double click that right there. You already have it named. Command C to copy it. Command V to paste it. And instead of putting hat 1, you put hat 2. Or you can put hat loop. Okay. So now that's a whole little thing that can go into there as a sample. I mean, that's a dope sample right there. You feel me? And again, you want to make sure that you fade it at the beginning and at the end. Don't forget to fade it at the beginning and the end. Trust me, it's going to save you a lot of time. And people who you sell these to, they're not going to be mad at you because, you know, the sample is done properly. Again, a hotkey to get to that fade tool quickly is by pushing T on your keyboard and then A. So like this, T, A. The reason why that works is because you push T, that brings up your pointer tools. And then if you see here, the coordinating A is right here with the fade tool. So that's how I got that. You'll just come over here to the beginning, click on it. TA, you know what I'm saying? Get the fade tool and bring that back in there so it's not too crazy. Okay, then you can go to the end of that sample and you'll just fade that like so. Okay, so that's just how you do this. There's that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and grab each and every one of these samples. I just really wanted to get you an idea of this. But I'm going to go ahead and show you something else here that you can do. Let me go ahead and grab this one of these hi-hats though too first. Okay. So we go to the beginning of that hi-hat. You know. Let me just zoom back out here. You want to see if you can get something that has like a lot of space on it. So like probably get this hi-hat because it has a lot more space. So I'm going to zoom in. Go right there. Zoom in a little further. And come right about there. Go ahead and Command T to split that. And then I'm going to come all the way over here to this next one. Come right about there. And if you're ever confused about where to hit it at, you can just like make the track taller and you can see that bigger part of the sample or the wave file is right there. So click on it. There we go. And now you got a whole hi-hat sample. Again, a quick way to do this would just be to zoom back out after you still keep it highlighted. Push enter to move that playhead to the very beginning and then push colon. And that brings that sample right there. And then you can just delete all the rest of these. Of course, again, make sure that you go in and you put the fade on it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a big thing. Don't forget to do that. Let's come on in here like so. And we're going to take it up like that. You can take this one up here. So, all right, that's that, okay? I mean, it's just going to repeat the process like, you know, with your kick drum, everything else that's in here. Again, I'm going to do that later on my own time, and but I wanted to show you a couple other tips that you can use to really make your drum kit full, all right? So I only have about 12 samples here. Technically, when you get or purchase a drum kit, you know, there's a lot more samples than that. And so how you can create more samples within your kit here is what you can do is you can duplicate those samples. So I would say a rule of thumb would be to do like 3 different versions of the sample you just do, and just add effects to each version, different effects to each version, then different EQ to each version. So let's just say with this clap, right? Go ahead and double it, right? 1, 2, You might do three claps, you know, 4 claps in all. So you got the regular clap. I'm gonna go ahead and put that tool there. And what you're gonna do is you're just going to highlight it or click on it, push Command C to copy, and push. Make sure you're on the next track and push Command V to paste it. Do the same process. Make sure the playhead is at the very beginning by pushing Enter, and just push Command V. All right. So now what you do is this one is going to be the original. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and mute that out, and from right now we're going to mute out the other ones. You're going to go ahead and go double on this one and say Command C to copy this, and you're going to put 2. So clap 2 right there. Okay. All right. So now we have this second clap. All you're going to do now is just go ahead and go into your effects. And I'll tell you, like, one of the easiest ways to do this, or to make this clap sound different, is through the EQing. And what you would do is just take out some of the highs. So just come over here, boom, bring it to around like 2K, between 2K and 5K, maybe even a little more. So yeah, bring it around like 2K. And then you want to cut out some of the lows as well. Bring it over here to like maybe 200. And let's listen to that. I'm telling you, that's a whole nother sound. Now, it's a little like if you really want to clap, I mean, that's kind of too muddy. So I'm going to bring it like right there. Let's see. And see, the trick on this is it's different enough that it will go for a whole nother sample. You can also kind of dip it in some here. Maybe bring it over here like this. Okay. And that's just something that you could do to make it, you know, sound different. All right. So you'll have one clap right here. Clap 1 will just, it'll be real bright. This one will be like more of a muddy clap. Okay. And then what you could do on another clap here, make sure you go here and copy and paste, so you don't have to sit there and type it all out. You got clap 3, you feel me? And what you'll do next is you're going to go ahead and maybe, instead of putting the EQ on it, maybe you might put like a I won't say reverb, but maybe you might do like a chorus effect on it, or a flanger effect on it, right? So let's just check this out. Bring this up. It's a whole new clap. You can put it like, you mess around a little bit with the intensity, you mess around with the mix. So that, see, like that's pretty dope. I'm turning the rate all the way down, bring the mix like that. And then you can turn around and still put an EQ on it. And if you have like waves, bundle, EQ, and compressions and all that type of stuff, I mean, that's not even going to make it sound even better. But you could do this with the stock stuff too. You know what I mean? I don't really like it sounding muddy like that. Let's see here. You can do what's called additive EQ as well, and boost one of the signals and see what it sounds like that way. See, this is something different. You know what I mean? All right, cool. So we got that, and then I can do a fourth one if I wanted to. And say if this clap was dry, it didn't have any echo or reverb on it. Of course, another tip you would do is just go ahead and throw a reverb on it. And so now you have a dry clap that doesn't have any reverb or delay on it, and then you have a wet clap that has reverb on it. Then you have a dry clap that sounds muddy, and you have a wet track that sounds muddy. You know what I'm saying? You can do that with all of the different sounds in your kit, and it's really gonna basically make your kit sound more full. You know, you can even come through and do that with your 808s here. Another tip here is I can just take this, I can double it, And now all those effects are right there. I don't have to sit around here and mess around with trying to get some effects here. I can just come over here, rename this, and then come over here and maybe adjust it a little bit. So maybe instead of having it like this, I might pull up the rate on that. And let's see here, make sure this other one is muted. And it just gives it a whole different flair. See, I'm gonna keep that. That's a dope clap. You know what I'm saying? Again, this kit that I'm actually making is going to be available for purchase. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw the link in there as well. But man, basically this is a quick way that you can make your drum sounds. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with this 808. Let's see what there's some things you can do with this 808, right? Just to make it simple and easy for someone like another producer to get this kit and then drag these sounds into their DAW and we'll start working with it. So this is the original one, right? Pretty dope. But what you can do is you can double this and bring that playhead to the beginning by pushing enter, copy, Command C, Command V, paste it, and mute this out. Now mind you, I'm still going to go through all these other sounds and do the same thing I'm doing right here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this going. You know, this can be 808B, 808A, you feel me? It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3. But yeah, you can come over here, and this is a tip. You can make this sound a little more gritty by adding a distortion to that 808, right? I'm using this saucy distortion. Let's turn it up to maybe like 13 compared to this one. All right, it doesn't really sound too much different. Let me just see if I can get it to sound a little bit more gritty. I don't like it. Let me see here. Yeah. Let me take that down. You feel me? It's something that will go. That will go. You feel me? That will go as a sound. Now, one thing you can also do, like say if you're kind of worried about this particular 808 clipping or whatever in the mix and everything, what you can do is before you render out or export all these sounds, what you're going to do is go to your stereo output, and you can do it with two different things. Like say if you don't purchase like iZotope or whatever, you could still go in here and do it with it's like an additive. Let me see here, where is that at? Go to your dynamics and go to additive limiter. This is just if you don't have iZotope, but you can bring down the ceiling to -1 dB, bring that gain down, turn true peak on, and then what it's gonna do is it's not gonna let this sound go over that -1 dB. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually even put this on that actual individual track too. So check this out. You feel me? And then if you want, you can, even bring it down lower, like -3. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it off and you'll see how it's, But anyway, that's something you can do. I always use iZotope. I'll just throw that on here real quick. And, just like how you would if you were tracking out your beats, you know what I'm saying? I just go over here to the default settings and I go to click off the equalizer, click off the dynamics, and I just use the maximizer. I come over here and throw it on -1, put true peak on, go to this IRC3. I put clipping, you know what I'm saying, to stop the clipping. And this threshold, you can make the sounds pop out a little bit more if you want, but I just go ahead and put the threshold at 0, and there you go. That's actually pretty lit sounding 808. So you can come in here and manipulate it, add different add different effects to each one, create as many of these as you want. Actually, I can go from A all the way to Z if I wanted to, and to take the time to just, make sure that each sample that you do sounds different. All right, now let's say that you're ready to go ahead and let's say that this is the whole kit right here. Of course, I'm going to do more, but what I would do is, you know, go ahead and highlight all of these. And since you're using Logic, I would go ahead and push Shift, Option, and the letter N. And I'm going to show you what that's going to do here, right? As you can see here, this says spiritual clap 6, spiritual clap 7, spiritual clap 8, spiritual clap 9. This one says spiritual 808 5, spiritual 808 7. You want this right here, these coordinating, you know, what you labeled these to go right here, because when you export it, it's going to look all kind of funny. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and push Shift, Option, and the letter N. And it's going to instantly put everything that you named here right there. Okay. And then from there, what you'll do is you'll just highlight these again. You'll right click one of them and you're going to go down to export. Say export as audio files. All right. Now, of course, I'm going to do this again because I'm not finished doing the kit. But I would initially go ahead and put this on your desktop just so you know where everything's at. Make sure that the bit depth is at 24 bits. Don't do it at 32 bits. Do it at 24. 32 bits, you know, usually has too much information in it, even though this is like the highest one you could do. But do it at 24 bits. I would say don't bypass the plugins, especially because on some of these different samples, you added plugins to make them sound different. I would not include this or any of that, but I would go ahead and make sure you put this normalize on overload protection only. What that's going to do is only if it's going above what it should be on the sound metric. So if it's like clipping even more or whatever, even though we have this isotope on there, I'll put that on there. And then I want to show you something cool right here. So each region name is going to be the name of the particular track or sample, but just so that it really is easy for people to recognize which sample packs they're working with, you can just go down here to elements where it says custom and then bring that right in front of the region name. And then what's going to happen is I can say my producer name before this. I could say, or my production company name, which is Ukiah Beats. You feel me? And then they'll know that this is a Ukiah Beats sample pack. Okay. You can then go over here and create a folder. You can say spiritual kit. All right. And then what you'll do is just push export. Now, obviously, you'll want the kit to be fuller than this. You know, I would say anywhere between 30 and 100 sounds would be a solid kit to sell. I try to make sure my kits have, like, you know what I'm saying, a good amount, because like when we're producing music, you want to give people a lot of different options. You feel me? So now I can go to my desktop where I have my kit right here, and then I have my spiritual kit. Now this kit would be good. I mean, if I'm giving away this many, it would be good for like you know, a free download or something. But I can now play my kit right here. You got that one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, you can do some work with that. I'm like I said, got that. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey. You got a loop right here. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you just want to just build this up and just get creative with it. You know, get creative with the effects, get creative with all those different things like that. You know, get creative with the EQ, the effects. You know, to put reverb on them. You can put whatever you want, and just make sure that you're fading the end, the beginning, and the end. Make sure that the fade on the beginning is not too long. You want it to be a shorter fade, and the fade on the end should be probably like more of a longer fade. All right, but listen, if you really like this video, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, man. We're trying to go ahead and get to 10K. That's our first goal. And after that, we're going to keep on going up, y'all. So I appreciate you watching. Appreciate y'all checking me out. And I will see you in the next one. All right.